Well, if I didn't think Rick was crazy after seeing his dead wife everywhere he went last season, I do now after finding out he's voluntarily listening to that music. And thus, we begin. The age of Daryl's increasingly boy bandish hairstyles.
Thing is, we had a pretty big build-up overnight. Dozens more towards Tower 3.
I must wonder where they found the exact materials to rebuild that watchtower after it was blown apart by a f***ing grenade launcher in the last episode of Season 3.
You try anything, you're gonna be the one who loses.
I don't have anything else to lose.
Aside from the husband you literally just mentioned.
They had names when they were alive. They're dead now.
No, they're not. They're just different.
We now return to Kids Say the Dumbest Shit. Well, that wasn't worth doing, considering making all that noise can awaken a walker in the store that then goes on to bite someone in your group, because you wanted to make a point that even cardboard cutout zombies shouldn't be allowed to keep their heads. That moment when a few shelves breaking causes the huge, heavy wooden shelving unit to fall forwards. For some reason. CGI Walker looks very CGI-y. I think at this point in time the question that has to be asked is this. Why did a really heavy helicopter crashing down with some speed into the roof of that store not cause the roof to collapse? Instead it was fairly light walkers that brought it down, and on top of that was showing them falling through the ceiling, and it appears as though what's holding up the roof is incredibly thin. So how did it hold out against a helicopter crashing into it? She's literally covered in mud, keeps a pretty clean and tidy tent. This guy gets his throat torn open, but instead of doing something human like screaming, which even if you try to argue that he was in shock, that doesn't really work, because if you're asleep and someone stabs you, you're going to wake up screaming. Just think of how someone reacts when they're asleep and get cold water thrown over them. They'll awake in like 0.2 seconds.
Are you sure?
You taught us. I can do it.
Okay, well, you have to do it now. And you do it right now because you have to do it before he turns. I'm going to stay right here.
I know you've got to prepare kids to learn to fight in this situation, but it's quite cruel to allow a girl of her age to do that to her father, who has literally just died.
Not doing that! Now this part's starting to give!
Here's a walker that has learned to climb things again. I miss these guys. It's been like 3 seasons since I've seen one do that. Removing a sin here for her acting like a normal human being for the first time in what is actually quite an emotional scene. Isn't the whole idea in the first place that they actually wear those over their faces? Not much point in just having it around your neck. That's not going to stop a disease.
We missed you last night at the fondue party.
I couldn't make it. Went to see the village people. They are a stone soul gas, man.
All right, I can dig it.
And what do we got here?
Somebody dragged him out here. They set him on fire. They killed him and set him on fire.
That moment when you regret hiring the new detective because he's a little too loud and aggressive.
Not until they're in the ground.
You should at least let Herschel or Dr. S take a look at you. Make sure nothing's broken.
That moment when you regret hiring the new gravedigger because he's still too aggressive. Well, the first thing I'll be telling people is to stop coughing without covering your bloody mouth.
I'm sorry about what happened. What I did to you. Everything.
It's on both of us.
No, it's on you. Yes, Rick went way too far, but it was only after he'd pinned Daryl to the wall, and then pinned Rick to the wall, and then punched Rick twice for no reason.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Clint?
Don't come in.
What is it?
His Tamagotchi just died, and it kept it alive for like 19 years, and that's a stupid question because he's obviously fucking sick, you numpty. He wouldn't have been all that far away, and in reality it'd look pretty bloody suspicious to turn around and she's thrown the bucket looking all guilty and sad. But in the Walking Dead world, he goes out a screenshot and he's disappeared entirely. I guess I don't have to really say much in regard to this sin now, do I? It's very self-explanatory. Just know that when I saw it, I sighed heavily.
Be different. I'd be right out there with you.
I think everyone who can drive and has been driving for a little while knows that these kinds of scenes where someone takes their eyes off of the road for like 5 seconds is some serious BS. I don't want to promote unsafe driving in any way, but if you take your eyes off that road, even if it's straight for even 2 seconds, you naturally veer without even knowing it. So in reality, they'd be in a fucking hedge by now. It's funny that I just got done writing that and then this happened straight away. So take 5 cents here, Daryl, for not just allowing Michonne to twist the dial back and forth, and for feeling the need to take his eyes away from the road while simply twisting it back and forth. Yeah, don't say you're sorry or anything. My god, we know he can speak and he just spit out blood all over the poor guy's face, and the grace period for saying you're sorry, even on the brink of death, is like, I don't know, maybe 3 seconds?
Put your t-shirt behind it. You've got to be able to get to it quickly.
Yes, Mom. I mean, ma'am.
Don't call me Mom.
Well, she didn't mean to, hence why she instantly corrected herself.
Everybody else, they're probably dead.
Well, it helps to keep moving.
No, it doesn't.
Actually it does, because ignoring the obvious bits and pieces like it'll take his mind off of what's going on in his head, there's a huge chance that everyone is still alive. He's literally basing his current opinion based on little to no facts about how the flu affects everyone. In reality, I'd like to think that rather glaring problem with his statement just now would be pointed out. But of course, it isn't.
They were a threat. I was trying to save lives. I had to try. Somebody had to.
In fairness, the council had already enacted plans to separate the infected from everyone else when she decided to sneak in and kill those people. It's not like they sat around that table discussing it and said, it shouldn't be a problem, let's let them keep living with everyone else. During the zombie apocalypse, someone took the time out of their busy schedule of avoiding being eaten by the dead and killed by the living to turn these upside down to spell out the numbered version of the word hell. You know, because why not?
Man, go easy. You don't know what we're dealing with.
That moment when you're regretting hiring the new gardener because he can't seem to do the job without getting pissed off. Seriously though, these jokes are amazing and coming in thick and fast. I'm just hoping he does another few odd jobs in a really angry fashion before he calms down to give me a few more bits of material.
Why the hell didn't you let go?
It's almost as though he watched season 3 of The Walking Dead, saw Michonne and how she was and thought, I think I'd like to give that whole attitude thing a go for a few episodes. See if it's a nice fit.
You can't. Or, don't.
He couldn't catch that even if he wanted to, you fucking dope. You know, since it landed on the bloody stairs on the way down.
let it go, Daryl. Man's made his choice.
You should take your own advice. Over the course of the series, Hobo Joe here quickly transforms from "I'm a vet and I'm doing my best" to "out of the way, the doctor has arrived. Someone, go grab my brain surgeon tools." I'd have loved for us to get some look at him maybe reading some medical journals or hanging out with a doctor they found to prove that it's now the norm that he can perform pretty technical medical procedures on humans.
I hereby declare we have Spaghetti Tuesdays every Wednesday. First, we have to find some spaghetti.
Yeah, don't focus on, shutting the fucking gates or anything.
Carl? Carl? Carl?
You okay?
I didn't think to answer you because I learned from Merlin Season 3 that that's not a cool guy thing to do. I don't know about any of you guys out there, but when I was like 11 years old, I got the flu, and it was thankfully the only time I've ever had it. And for a solid 5 days, I couldn't eat or drink without vomiting it back up. I most certainly couldn't even get out of bed. Hell, I could barely make it to the toilet. So seeing all these people with a flu that kills them all standing around kind of makes it feel unrealistic.
Oh, get back in yourselves.
It may be helpful to not refer to them as cells, and maybe say get back to bed or get back to your rooms, because they kind of stop being cells when you're not even locking them. He's all about making people feel better about their current situation. I just figured he'd refrain from calling them cells.
Everyone, stay in your cell!
Really? Jesus, that is one committed dude to still want them to stay in bed and rest while he fights off a walker on his own. I mean, it's dumb, so he's going to get a sim regardless, but still, committed.
Go.
The fence is more important. We need to keep it standing.
Well, one of you fucking go already. There was a fucking gunshot for fuck's sake.
Come on, boy. Come on, Henry. Just a little more.
Where are all of you who said the only reasons walkers don't run now is because they aren't fresh anymore?
Carl. Carl. Carl.
For fuck's sake, I know I made a joke the first time, but now I'm saying this. Answer someone when they bloody call you, numpty. Take 2 cents for that.
Hold on. Hold on.
Shouldn't you at least roll him on his side so he doesn't drown in his own blood? I don't know much about first aid, but I know that much.
Okay. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah, and she's just kissed the guy who has the virus. You know, because why the hell not?
The army going into Atlanta, he wasn't about to let us out of his sight.
Lucky for us, the old man's truck was pretty much stocked floor to ceiling with sketty rings, turkey chili.
I know this helps to give some context to their situation and how they survived, but I don't think any group of reasonable people would tell a complete stranger this entire story of survival. The worst part is when they go ahead and tell him that they've basically got an enormous amount of food, which could lead him to take it. Awkward back of the truck sex while her daughter and sister are 1 foot away.
What is it, pumpkin?
Am I bad?
At chess? Absolutely. Just make a fucking move already.
Supply run. Martinez and the Dalton brothers.
Yup. I've confirmed it's indeed a hole that's dripping water.
There's a doornail. You still got rabbits, skunks, some possum out here. You better watch your ass one eye, Brian.
I swear, I can't understand a thing this guy says during this scene. I get when he says there's animals out there, but the start and the end are a mystery to me. This dude gets a sin for mumbling. Do you really have to tie down the body if you've already removed the head?
Then pack your things. We're leaving tonight, okay? Come on.
Mommy.
We need to leave, and I haven't got a solid 15 seconds to explain why in some detail cliché. So does that mean there was just one single road away from that camp? That's kind of hard to believe, to be honest. The governor pulls a Shane from season 1 by shushing the injured person when they're not saying anything.
Worried about whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. Because we will do the only thing.
The only thing... what? Take a sin for leaving your sentence unfinished. Could have said something like, because we will do the only thing that should be done. Or something else cool like that.
We'll tell them he died on a supply run. Saving our asses.
You think they really want to believe that?
Well, it's not exactly far-fetched, is it? Dying on a supply run. That stuff happens every day. It's not like you want to say he died fighting a parrot after it stole a piece of gold he'd found. This parrot was just too damn quick on the draw. That's right. This parrot could use guns. His name was Billy the Parrot Gunslinger. Now that's far-fetched.
Mommy! Megan!
That's moments when you shoot a gun so hard your buttons come undone.
We could live there.
So in fairness, he could have taken the shot then. There was no need to give up his weapon. It'd just be two people pointing guns at each other, evenly matched. I think it would have been more realistic if the governor had pointed his gun at Michonne, or they showed Herschel unable to get his gun out quick enough. Hiding behind a tree and listening, rather than just standing with the group like a normal person.
Someone's already there. Think about Megan, huh?
I am.
I'm sorry, but if that was my daughter who had only just escaped death like a few days ago, I wouldn't be having her any more than like 10 feet away from me at any one time. Yeah, you play in the mud out of my direct line of sight. I'm sure nothing bad's going to happen as a result of doing that.
Mommy, can you please help me?
I'll be right there, honey.
And why exactly did the governor think that this very shallow water would be a walker's kryptonite? TV show tells us that a woman stomping on a man's chest will knock him out, when in reality it had hurt, but that's about it really.
We go in! Kill them all!
Roger that! Move it!
So much stormtrooper aiming going on, it's insane. That's some pretty horrific aiming for a guy who claims he knows how to work a tank. I mean, what the f*** was he even aiming for? Or did he literally intend on shooting out a window? Horrific aiming number 2 tells us that the tank dude is literally intending on destroying the building they hope to soon live in. Okay, now I'm going to give 5 cents for this shit. I mean, why on earth is no one telling this fucking numpty firing off those shells to avoid destroying the entire building they want to live in? Okay, dude, take another 5 cents while you're at it. Oh, it's so damn annoying now that I've dedicated myself to sinning it. They're destroying their new home and no one is saying a damn thing about it. I'd have loved to have seen a few shots of people shouting like, "What the hell, dude? Stop shooting up our new home!" But no, nothing. Take another 5.
Check my back for an exit wound. Yeah, that's good. We can treat it.
Not here.
No, I thought you'd be able to treat it there whilst you're being shot at and you have no medical supplies, Sasha. Clean sword after stabbing a guy through the chest. I guess that's what happens when you use a CGI sword instead of a real one. Yup, because why the fuck not? Take a final 10 cents for the absolute worst tank firing in the history of people who fired tanks for various reasons. Stellar acting once again makes me remove an easy sin here.
Slow down.
Carl, stop! We need to stay together.
I really hate this kid about now. I mean, he saves his father's life at the end of the last episode and they escape together, but now he's treating him like shit for no reason. He's acting like a pissy teenager when I think in reality a child would help his father, considering he's been shot in the leg and slowed down.
Hey. Hey. Quick and quiet. We need to clear it before sundown.
Quick and quiet, he says. Then proceeds to slam the door open.
Hey, asshole! Hey, shit face! Hey,
Watch your mouth!
Are you kidding me?
My god. How the hell did we go from him being pretty decent to becoming an asshat within the space of a few hours? I know his sister's gone, but the attitude change directly towards his father is just so damn stupid. I feel I have to give 5 cents, and this isn't just for this, but for being a little shit this entire episode in an annoying, I'm a teenager kind of way.
You don't think it'll hold?
Carl!
It's a strong nut. A clove hitch. Shane taught me. Remember him?
Oh my fucking god. Someone save me from having to listen to this little numpty's retarded lines, please. I'm adding another 5 cents for this. It's just an unreal change in attitude and some really stupid dialogue. Seriously guys, I'm sorry, but I really hope I'm not the only one who actually hates his character at this point in time. Sure, I know some of you will say he's going through something and shit like that, but I call it like it is. It's really stupid dialogue and actions, and it's just driving me nuts right now.
Herschel, or Glenn, or Maggie, Michonne, and Daryl, or Mom.
Yes, that's right, Carl. He couldn't protect Laurie's body from basically killing itself. Damn you, Rick, if only you were stronger, you could have stopped her body from bleeding out during pregnancy?
I'd be fine if you died.
Okay, take another 5 cents for absolute garbage. Now that's worth a sin removal.
I'm scared.
Alright, I can admit that this was pretty good. so I'll remove a sin here again.
Hey, I know it's been a while. I'm gonna be honest.
Beth narration. Slow motion attempted belly slap. This walker must have gone to Forest Ninja School alongside Mushan. I tell you, it takes some real skill to manage to sneak up on someone in an open wooded area.
Who's Maggie?
She's my wife.
You guys got separated?
No, she's in the bag on his back.
What?
Clean tire iron after it's been pulled out of a walker's face.
I'll take my chances. I'm gonna have to insist that you hold the hell up.
I understand that he sees this as a super important mission, but the fact that he's trying to force someone who has a gun when he's unarmed to come along with him on this mission is kind of dumb. You gotta know that forcing someone to come along with you is not going to make them an ally. They'll likely just shoot you in the back the first chance they get, and rightly so. What the hell is it with these houses that don't have windows that open normally? I didn't see a place to lock it with, but then you also got to figure that a teenager would likely have left them unlocked anyway. So I don't know, but it's kind of odd, and so it's getting a sin regardless. Okay, so there's a couple of sins here. Firstly, this dude is sat on the toilet with his pants up. So is he just chilling in the toilet? Secondly, Rick gets the first strike easily, but decides to go for an attack to the guy's chest instead of his head randomly. Silly Rick. Hey guys, no sin here, but whilst we watch Rick get down off of this roof, I just want to ask you something. If you find yourself watching every new TV Sins video every week, which over 30,000 of you do, then why not help me out by hitting that subscribe button? It's free and it'll make you sure you never miss a new video. And whilst you're at it and having a good day and a nice laugh, hit the like button to show me and Rick some love. Okay, on to the next sin.
Is this yours?
Could have just said yes, dude. Could have even thrown in a thank you too. Just saying. These two spend what is likely 4 to 6 hours in the cramped car boot and then hop out like they are freshly getting out of bed, when in reality it'd be f***ing cramps and dead legs galore. Unless they are planning on pulling a MacGyver on this garbage they've collected, I don't know what else they're going to use it for. Well, as it turns out, they are indeed pulling a MacGyver and making decent use of all that garbage they collected. So I'll go ahead and remove a sin here. And hey, whilst we're at it, why don't you guys go ahead and follow me at The Honest Gamer over on Twitter and help me get towards 2,500 followers. Or if you're watching this in the year 2025, help me get towards 12.6 million followers, okay? Self-promotion sin. That's a sin on me. Ding!
No, I mean a real drink. Isn't alcohol.
No, you don't. Okay, so basically here Beth takes her turn in the long line of people randomly deciding to act like fucking morons on this show. It's now her opportunity to do something that makes us all heavily sigh and roll our eyes into the backs of our heads so far it physically starts to hurt the eyeballs. She's now going off on her own in the woods armed with a knife because she wants a fucking drink of alcohol. Hey, maybe we should stop and think that whilst running for our lives, perhaps it's not the best idea for one of the two people in the group to be drunk. Here I'll give 2 sins, just because there's going to be more to come, I'm sure.
So you want to spend the rest of our lives staring into fire and eating mud snakes? Screw that! We might as well do something! I can take care of myself, and I'm gonna get a damn drink.
She doesn't once think to actually say to him why this dumbass mission of hers is so important. She just says, I want to do something. I'm going to get a drink. It's very annoying.
Golfers like to booze it up, right?
I don't think heavy drinking is really associated with golfers. Director of the episode says, hey, remember that this is The Walking Dead. We need a vehicle on its side right now. Golf buggy? Yeah, that'll do. Tip her over. For some unknown reason, this country club has randomly aged about 60 years since the start of the end of the world. Who's cutting the grass during the apocalypse? Slamming the doors super aggressively like that might look good as a cutting point before the break, but it's not really the smart move considering the walkers hadn't gotten into the building, and all you've done now is make a loud noise which could attract even more unwanted attention. All for your precious ad break.
I know you think this is stupid. And it probably is.
No, it most definitely is.
This one's for you.
Nah, I'm good.
Why?
Someone's got to keep watch.
So what, you're like my chaperone now?
Just drink lots of water.
Yes, Mr. Dixon.
Someone put me out of my misery.
I've never been in jail. I didn't mean anything serious. I just thought, you know, like the drunk tank. Even my dad got locked up for that.
I'm gonna take a piss.
You have to be quiet.
Can't hear you, I'm taking a piss.
Well, I was wondering when it was going to be his turn around to have a personality change that's really annoying and out of the blue. This particular one is brought to you by Beth asking if he'd ever been to prison before. Due to his irritating actions of putting both of their lives at risk to make some kind of a point, I think it's entirely justified adding 5 sins.
Oh, sounds like our friend out there trying to call over his buddy.
You just shut up.
Hey, you never shot a crossbow before? I'm gonna teach you right now. Come on. It's gonna be fun.
Do I even need to say anything? I think it has to be yet another 5 sins once again. I know there's going to be some die-hard Daryl fans who love every single thing he's ever done and every single line he's ever said, but I'm TV Sins and I don't work that way. So feel free to write a comment about his feelings making this all okay.
I don't know how.
Oh, it's easy. Come here. Right corner.
Basically touches her boob when he's doing this. Kind of wish for my later mental image of him that I hadn't noticed this, and I'm betting it's the same for you now that I've slowed it right down.
What the hell you do that for? We was having fun.
In fairness, you could still shoot it regardless. I mean, it's not like it's moving so much that it's adding a whole new layer of difficulty to the shooting of it.
Your dad? Maybe I could have done something.
This is, for me, genuinely the best acting I've seen him do in all of the seasons so far. I know it's not much that he's saying and doing, but it just feels very real and I like it. So I'll remove a sin here.
Who can say?
Yay! Forest fire.
Hi. Hello.
Is you out here?
Seems an odd place for a fire hydrant? These guys found themselves stuck right in the middle of a 420 party.
They're still good people, Daryl.
I don't think the good ones survive.
The piggyback ride seems kind of pointless now that she's jumped down like 10 seconds later.
Pine for summer, and we'll buy a bearded shotgun.
third attempt to launch a singing career.
That mutt one more chance.
I think it's really stupid that this happens, considering you can physically see the walkers through the gaps between the wood as he walks up to the door. You'd think he'd be more careful and not just assume in this end of the world kind of situation. Really? He never noticed that they were so close to him already? Did they decide to keep quiet after spotting him in order to get real close and surprise him? So many questions and so few answers that make sense when the world is crawling with dead people, and living depends on you keeping others close to you. I mean, what would they have done if they were doing the whole keep silent thing and then walkers appeared and killed him before they could run to get close? He's thinking, oh yeah, my harem is forming nicely.
She didn't have a mean bone in her body.
Is that why she's in here now?
Yes. Nothing to do with getting bitten by a walker or two.
She was playing with me. She wanted a friend.
She wanted to kill you.
I was gonna lead her away.
Ugh. This kid is so damn annoying.
I can't.
Well, it's becoming a vegan for you then. But then with the new recent study that found that certain plants can hear themselves being eaten and react, I'm guessing you'll just die of starvation. Or you know, a crazy sister or something.
Think I'm too hard on him?
No. I get it.
This bucket, which is already getting pretty full, has a further 3 pumps of water added into it. But when Carol picks it up to swap it out with the other one, you can see it's either empty or very close to being empty. F***ing and goddamn. Ugh.
Don't worry. She'll come back. I didn't hurt her brain.
Here I'm going to remove a sim for just how much this actually shocked me when I first saw it. I know she's a real bitch, but it's decent storyline twists, and I always love stuff like that.
She has a shoebox full of mice. I asked her if she was the one feeding the walkers at the prison. That was her.
What I want to know is where the hell was she finding all these mice? Also, mice are slippery little things, so how on earth did she manage to catch all of them without anyone else even knowing that she was doing it?
It's a part of you now. Me too. But I forgive you.
This scene is definitely worth another sin removal, because both of them do a fantastic job of portraying the feelings of guilt and anger and then forgiveness.
Hey, watch out! Go!
Move!
Was it not incredibly obvious where this walker was going to land? All they had to do is collectively step back, but as always, a shout of warning isn't enough to keep these guys paying attention to what's being said, and so she got pushed over as a result, like a numpty.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Clearly.
When Brian told us he wanted to take over the prison, I knew it sounded bad.
Maybe you should be being quiet, since you're walking towards the sounds of a lot of walkers inside of a dark tunnel.
Whoa, hey, well, what are you doing?
Sorry.
This is the only picture I have of you.
You don't need a picture of me. You never will again.
I understand the concept behind her line of thought. I do. But it's still really, really stupid. The key idea behind keeping pictures of your loved ones is because you never know when you're going to be without said loved ones in the future. Even if you're lucky and survive to be old in the world of the walkers, you're still going to die of old age, and it'd be nice to have a picture of the people you cared about to remember them by. So yeah, this is dumb as hell.
We gonna tell him?
Tell him what?
Everything that's happened to us. All the stuff we've done.
How are you any different from anyone else? The point is that everyone just got on after the world ended and did their best to survive. I'm not sure why he'd be thinking into it any more than that.
Right into the trap. Carl. Carl, stop! Carl!
Of course, Carl is now back into douche mode and forgets everything he knows and just blindly runs to the sound of a guy shouting help and ignoring his father again. Like a douche.
Come here. You leave him be!
I mean, I know the world's ended, but the law of nature definitely is still in place. And the rule of nature strictly dictates that guys who like little children and normal guys do not get along. That's just the way it is. So the fact that they're allowing this fat little creeper to do this and not cringing so hard they knot up into a fucking pretzel-like shape is just unrealistic.
Then we'll have the girl. Then the boy.
And of course, this group of survivors is apparently made up of only rapists and child molesters. Okay, so two sins here. Firstly, Rick gets a good surprise attack, but then fails to follow up in any way for a good few seconds, meaning he's insanely lucky that he didn't get shot right there and then. The second sin is that after getting up and punching the guy, he just straight up stands there.
Hey, what you did last night. Anybody would have done that. No, not that.
I don't know about you guys, but if I was in the same position, I would absolutely do everything literally possible to keep my son safe from harm. For Rick doing what he did, proving he'd do anything for Carl, I'll remove a sin. Jesus, Carl, take your time, would you?
Nathan Burr, Bird Without a Word, Arias Alibari, Hayden White, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Israel Caldera, Chris Harris, Jonas Schal, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Luis Hernandez, Kim Munt, Jason Davies, Yuki Ali, Manuel Morales, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Sentimento, Juffa 6263, Amy San, Alfredo Jimenez, Silva, Master Tank, Boogie, Kevin Nelta, Stefio, Brendan Kriya, Storm 970, Mr. Waffle 64, Fondola Ninja, Kaj Vorzelman, Jordan Samuels, Sean Graves, The Epic Commander, Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Buzzbomb 3000, Adora Blue, Yagai 7636, Mr. Berigino.